All right. The a Sephiroth match would be fun, Burb. I think because One Winged Angel is a really fantastic musical piece. It'd be a lot of fun to do that. Okay, so this is the Chaos versus Kyogre. If you see up in the top corner, or if you can't, it says try to because I did it incorrectly and then I just started from scratch because it was still pretty early on. So we'll just work on we'll work on try to today. Yeah. Okay. So this isn't supposed to be just like a for fun listen through just yet. I'm still like tweaking stuff, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this one's coming together. I kind of started this one this morning, so I'm kind of excited. I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now just yet. I should be tweaking the drum sounds first. But you guys tuned in for the me mixing drums stream because that seems to always be right where I leave off when I'm like, yeah, this is ready to stream. Right, and symbols, and then now it's oh well, something soloed and we don't need it to be. You're just in time, AAA. And yes, this one was they hired me to do lyrics for it. I don't know if drums are the most important part, but they are incredibly crucial, yes. Oh, well, Daniel, you weren't here very long at all. See you soon. Let's see. Hats. It's not that the drums give the most issue guns, it's that the drums on their own are like half of the song just from like you have to mix every instrument separately, or every part of the drum. Every single drum in the drum kit basically has to be mixed as if it's its own instrument, which makes things take a while. Oh, I didn't need to do that. I need to do this. I actually don't remember what the name of this one's gonna be. But I bet Ethan in the chat knows. Okay, now let's put some compression on all these drums, make them sound nice and beefy. Then, as soon as I get these drums mixed kind of how I want them to be, we'll do a full listen through so you guys can kind of get it. Oops, I just did a dumb thing. So you guys can get a feel for the sound I'm going for here. Can I give you the wrench? I don't know who you are, so no. I kind of only give the wrench to like people that I've interacted with enough that I know who they are. Like, I mean, maybe if I've interacted with you on Twitter or Discord, you could clarify that, but I don't recognize your YouTube name. Hats. overhead treatment because it's the closest there is. And then we'll finalize it off with neutron because that thing is just like magic. Let's just solo out the drums so I can kind of hear how they're sounding on their own. Here. I don't know what your fascination is with being blocked for 5 minutes, but sure, here you go, buddy. I've seen lots of memes of Sephiroth's video. I haven't actually seen the video yet. I actually just realized I never initialized my avatar, so she's just sitting there. Oh, now she's looking up. Just recenter you. There you go. That's where you should be looking. And now I'm moving. Well, she's moving. She represents me on these streams because I don't always feel like making myself presentable. I'm going to be streaming pretty much all of them on Drix. Maybe not all of them, especially because sometimes I just finish stuff, and then I'm like, oh, this is done. And then I'm like, well, I guess I'm not streaming that. I almost did that with this one, but I stopped myself. Look how big these drums already sound. They're huge. Let's get these toms done. I'm kind of stoked that I got both Rayquaza and Kyogre because the 3rd gen Pokemon games were my favorite. I think someone commissioned Rayquaza versus Ridley. I know for sure there's 2 Rayquaza commissions. I don't remember what both of them are. And I apologize because when I'm working on something, I'm fully focused on that one thing. So when you ask me questions about the other matchups, it's not fair for me to be thinking about those other matchups when I'm working on the one I'm currently working on. I've seen some of 8-Bit Drummer's highlights, but I've never seen him live now. Let's just do this chunk right here. Okay, now that I've got the drums... Wait. I can do this without having them all. I just need to listen to just the snare, actually. Oh, are we, like, barely sending? There you go. It sounded like someone hammering. Outside your house, you got noisy neighbors. Feel free to subscribe, Paul. And yeah, I was definitely aiming for a bit of Crush 40 sound, while also, you know, getting plenty of epic orchestral stuff for Kyogre. Speaking of, oh, this one has a really cool guitar solo. I'm really proud of this guitar solo. I see you made it, Infotron. I'd love to do a collab with Crush 40. I don't think it would happen, just because they might be a little too famous to notice I exist. So I'm actually really proud of it. It's really subtle. It's really subtle, but this pad right here, I've got a pad named Ocean Pad, and it's just kind of a really wet sounding pad. I mean, pad. I'll play it in a sec, but I wanted this to kind of symbolize just how huge and like devastating Kyogre is. And so it plays during basically all the orchestral sections. It's just subtle and in the background. Doesn't really change, it just kind of pulses like this. But now, listen for it in the context. I'm actually currently watching Konosuba. I just started season 2. Although I stopped watching it to start watching Cinco because Infotron in the chat sent a Cinco GIF to me, and I was like, you know, I really want to watch that. Seems cute. Okay, let's see what we even need to do on this. I know that we've got to do a lot more EQ work. I think I'm going to diddle with the timpani drums a bit here, so that they sound a little bit more epic. Drop one of these on as well. We'll just treat it like it's part of the drum set. And then one of these. Wait, no, you don't go there, you go here. Okay, cool. I actually hesitated. I wasn't sure if I was going to pronounce it GIF or GIF live. I normally go with GIF because it's graphical interface. I don't know. I hesitated. You guys are seriously going to get that hashtag trending if you guys keep spamming it. So now how huge that Braum is. Like, I normally don't do them this deep because they just aren't musical sounding at this point, but it's just so nasty I had to. It's like... It doesn't even sound like brass anymore. It just sounds like rattling metal, and I love it. Specifically for this context, I love it. I mean, Primal Chance might be cool, but, like, I'm not hiring people to do that. And I don't want to keep using the same chants that I have. I only have a very limited set of chants. Don't want to keep using them. and everything, because then everybody will be like, this all sounds like Gods of Destruction, because that was the first time I used the same, or like that patch, and so everyone's gonna just be like, oh, every song that you use that in sounds like Gods of Destruction. I'm glad Infotron understands me. You pay me to do the song, I'll make the song, I don't give a crap. As long as it's not political. Dylan, I don't use third-party assets like that. I don't ever look up like just copyright free, because then I will get copy struck for other people who put their that same copyright free chanting in their music. And they'll be like, "Oh, you're sampling my song," and I'm like, "No, I'm using the same sample you took." But that doesn't matter. You can still get copy struck for that. So you don't want to do that. Thanks so much, Paul. I think that's the first super sticker I've ever gotten. I think I'm gonna have the guitar solo bend down at the end too. I'm gonna like do some effect on it. Let me just drag it into an audio track real quick. Down you go. Holden Pope. Congratulations, you now know my identity. I do. All right. Now that that's printed to audio, we can do something cool at the end here, where I just select. Wait, I don't want to delete that. I just want to make this inactive, and let's make this pitch bend down. Hopefully this isn't overkill. Well, that was a little early. We prematurely bent down, guys. You don't ever prematurely bend down. Perfect. That takes it just that little bit further. Merge that all together, and let's hear the solo like this. Yeah, that little bend down at the end there just took it that little extra, you know, just a little bit of extra pepper on there. A little bit of extra pepper to give it that nice little bit of seasoning. Spice it up just a little bit more. Okay, let's start doing some guitar and bass production. I don't normally think I even get this far on streams. I usually burn out. But we're working quick today. Bass. Go to the main riff for the bass, or one of the main riffs. This will do. And now we go again, but for guitar. Around the same spot will do. And let's do it actually this section. Excuse me, I'm about to cough. Oh, I cleared my throat. I'm full of surprises today. Alright, now this lead guitar part. This is like a really subtle layer. Well, I mean, it's not, I guess it's not that subtle, but this is kind of like a subtle lead that plays through the choruses to shape them from straight up chords into weird chords. And now we do it to the solo. Ah, this isn't percussion, it's guitar. Just the solo. Alright, now in context, let's hear how that changed the mix. I think the ending's a little weird, but I also kind of like it, so I'm probably just going to leave it how it is. Like, as far as how that's arranged. Because it feels like it trips on itself, and I think that could imply like an unexpected like twist death, as opposed to it just being obvious, where some of my what if scores, I do it where it's like it's obvious there's a winner at a certain point, and then I just have it like build up to a final blow. But at this one, I was like, what if it's just like really close, and then it seems like it's going one way, and then it abruptly switches. Infotron 200 is actually not much at all for like someone with my credit list. Like a lot of my colleagues recommended that I charge 500, and I was like, nah, let's not do that. Yeah, so most people who have like a similar resume to me charge about 500 per instrumental, but I don't. I like to charge less because I'd rather make more tracks for people, and just I'd rather charge less and work more, and then have like repeat customers and build relationships with my clients that way. Just the kind of mindset I have, I guess. Oh, Infotron knows that music takes a lot of work. Infotron and I collab every now and then. We would probably collab more if I wasn't so slow at collabing every time that we work together. Let's see. Where do I want to do this? I don't know if I want to do it at all yet. Let's continue on the train of EQing stuff. Let's do the Brahms next. That's these guys. Let's hear One Chonky Boy. There, made it even a little bit more rattly and evil sounding. It's just what we needed. Chris, they don't tell me who wins. I get an early version of the animation and I see who wins. but I don't make the music spoil who wins typically, unless I'm specifically asked to. Like for Sanji versus Rock Lee, I was specifically asked to make the music in the style of like Sanji's fight scores, and I'm really happy with how it came out. It's one of my favorites that I did in season 7. Okay, EP queuing. Well, to be fair, Infantron, a lot of my stuff, a lot of my paid stuff, I finish in like a couple hours. But the anytime I'm working on stuff for myself or anything I want to do, it's it always ends up taking forever because it's like, you know, I have to prioritize the paying customers. I I would love to eat Sanji's curry. That sounds amazing. But yeah, I started this song this morning in Fatron at like 9, and then I had it to the point that I was ready to start streaming it at like 11, and then I worked on other stuff. This is a maybe a 3-hour total effort so far. Let's see. Keep it rolling. Strings. My back hurts because I'm sitting in a weird position. I'll probably fix that in a moment. Adjusting my chair is annoying. I actually really love spicy food, so I'm okay with that. Rael there is my girlfriend and my she lives with me, and so she knows that it's a song or 2 or 3 a day. Like, okay, this violin, I'm so happy with this purchase. It's just one violin, but it's like one beautifully recorded violin. Just listen to this by itself while I EQ it. No, the lyrics. The lyrics and vocals are going to be coming later. I want to finish the lyrics and vocals to the previous batch first. I still haven't finished the vocals for the previous batch, and so I'm wrapping those up while I'm working on the instrumentals for this batch. And then when all those vocals are done, I'll start working on the vocals for the current batch. Let's see. Do I really even want to do anything to this one? Any track of mine that my girlfriend really likes? I don't know. Rael, what tracks of mine do you actually like? Do you even listen to any of my music? Ever? Like Infotron, I have Session Strings Pro 2. It's one of my worst libraries as far as strings go. This solo string instrument is called Trio Bros with a Z, Trio Bros. And I've got the violin, cello, and viola versions, and they're fantastic solo instruments. I have Session Strings Pro, but when it comes to what are they called? Quartets and like group violin sections or like string sections. I actually greatly prefer Heaviosity's Novo suite. It's a fair bit more expensive, but it's so good sounding. Actually, this is Novo. This is Novo right here. Let's see. It's not that Session String sounds bad, but greatly prefer Heaviosity's stuff in general. I just think Heaviosity has really good sounding libraries. You know, if anybody from Heaviosity hears or sees this, please endorse me. I own basically all of your stuff. Yeah, Wendy, what are you thinking so far? Sorry, I've been kind of distracted. What are you thinking so far of this track? This is one of my favorites so far out of this batch. Now let's just slap Ozone on there and see what that sounds like. I'm sure Infotron can attest to the power, just how OP things like Ozone and Neutron are. Also, Kyogre was the main Pokemon, like the cover Pokemon of Pokemon Sapphire, which Gen 3 was super, super important to me. Even though I started with first gen Pokemon, like I'm an OG, I'm I guess that level of boomer. The third gen of Pokemon was the most influential on my childhood for sure. It was like the generation where I was old enough to actually play it with friends. And okay, I think this is already pretty close. Let's give it a listen through here if there's anything you guys think maybe we change, especially you, Wendy, if you're still around. I didn't see you. My favorite Gen 3 Pokemon is Glaceon, which is also my favorite Pokemon. Glaceon, however they pronounced it in the show. The reason I seem older, Ryan, is because I'm on New Game Plus. This isn't my first playthrough of being Brandon. Glaceon's Gen 3, I promise. I didn't play Gen 4. Now, how? I'm seeing that it's a Gen 4 here. I'm looking it up and I'm seeing it's a Gen 4, but how? I even remember how to get it in Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. I'm pretty sure, anyway. You would go to, like, an icy area and then you'd evolve it there. It's impossible. Vaporeon was Gen 1. But, yeah, this is really confusing to me. I feel like I'm in an alternate timeline. Favorite legendary from Gens 1 through 4. Maybe Rayquaza? Also, thank you so much for the super chat. I was wanting to listen to the guitar solo. Good luck, Burb. I'm thinking that's about there. Let's see. I kind of just want to hear the solo again, just because I'm really happy with how this solo came out. Yeah, I am holding a raffle, by the way, Holden. So there's a chance you could get it there. You just like and retweet my tweet on Twitter. Darn it, I talked through the solo again. Okay, full listen, no talking. Okay. Yeah, I really like that solo. Now, so just let it play out because it was close to the end. Yeah, Ryan here in the chat actually is the one who paid for that commission, so the freebie's not out of my charity, it's out of his, because the man is actually Santa who had a age reversal potion happen to him. He's a much younger Santa, and basically when he becomes Santa, or he becomes Santa when he hits the age of like 65, and then he becomes a time traveler, and that's actually Ryan's story. I think I just spoiled his life story for him, but yeah, Ryan, when you turn 65 around that time, you become Santa, and you also become a time traveler. Because of course Santa's a time traveler. How else does he visit the whole world in one night? It's gotta be time travel, right? Yeah, see? Ryan, I know the thing. What's up, Wendy? Primal Chaos. See, Wendy knows the name of the song. Yeah, Primal Chaos. Me, I just make the music, man. I just work here. I'm glad you're liking it, Wendy, because I think aside from some final mixing that I'm going to do off stream just to polish it up a little bit, I think I'm going to go ahead and call that ready. So the other thing I was working on today was Rayquaza versus Bahamut. And this one isn't nearly as good, so it feels like a letdown. At least in my opinion, it's not nearly as good. I'm still like giving it my best. The magic isn't happening as easily. So it's gonna take me more work to get it to that level of polish. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. And I worked on this one a little bit yesterday, and I've worked on it a little bit more today because, like I said, this one I'm kind of wrestling with it a little bit. So again, the first thing we're gonna do when we drop in here is fiddle around with the drums a bit. Let's see. Looks like I already did some EQ work on them, so... Who is Mahmud? I don't know who Mahmud. Oh, Bahamut? Bahamut is from Final Fantasy. He's from several Final Fantasy. He's a summon. He's like one of the most powerful summons in Final Fantasy games. Do it on this screen because it's a little faster. Snare. Now let's just hear the drums and continue tweaking them. Get a little bit of reverb for the snare. Let's name that snare verb because I'm clever. You either get it or you don't. For this one, let's use a different reverb on the snare. I'm using the Neoverb a lot because it's my new favorite, but this is still a really solid snare reverb. 3, 4. Oh, there's a synth freaking out over here. You see this green? That means that this synth busted. I bet it's just playing one note forever. So we'll just make that inactive, and then we'll reactivate it, so it'll stop doing that. Sometimes that happens. It's kind of annoying. Okay, it's already on percussion. Cool. This is Rayquaza versus Bahamut. There's a separate Rayquaza versus Ridley. The reason that it does that is because some of these synths, some of these software synths, they if you don't tell the note to stop, it just goes on forever. So if I stop the note halfway through by like hitting play and then stop, if I hit play and then stop it and a note was playing, it never receives the signal to stop playing, so it just keeps playing forever. It's just like, oh, okay, I guess I just keep playing. Because no one told me to stop. And like better programmed, better coded synths do better about that. But sometimes the synth just isn't coded very well. And they might sound really good, but they don't. But they have bugs like that. Like that synth sounds really, really good. I'll show you in a moment, because that synth actually sounds awesome, but it's glitchy. There's a couple synths that I have that are like that. Are there even any hi-hats in this song? Because it doesn't look like it. So I rendered... Oh, no, okay, they're all the way back here. Nice. Wait, we're not done over here. Gotta hit accept. Andrex, my favorite... Okay, see you later, AAA. But Andrex, my favorite matchup is, from this batch is Fuhrer Bradley from Full Metal Alchemist versus Solidus Snake from Metal Gear. It's just a really cool matchup of, like, humans that are, like, beyond human, but they're not, like, planet busters or anything. It's kind of like a city block level fight that's really cool. And did I have that issue with Covenant with Hell? No, I used a different synth that actually causes my program to crash sometimes, but it's also amazing sounding. And so I can only ever run one instance of that synth in any session. Like if I try to use multiple of that synth in one song, it starts to cause me to crash. So I always save it for like the most special synth bass usually. Not that there aren't a lot that I'm stoked about. Like, this batch is... I mean, maybe because it's bigger, so there's more chances for matchups, but there's been a lot that I've been like, oh, this is really cool. And it's not like I wasn't like that for batch 1 and 2 as well, but, like, in each of those, I had, like, 1 or 2 each that I was like, wow, those are really cool. And the rest I'm like, oh, I don't even know who these characters are. And now, because this batch is huge, it's like, yeah, I don't know who a lot of the characters are, but I also have a lot of matchups that I'm really excited about. It's not pronounced Yates, it's pronounced Yates. I'm not a yacht, although maybe I'm the BOAT, the best of all time. Se habla español, so I know. Well, un poco. Any Avatar matchups for this batch? I don't think so. Least favorite matchups? I don't think so. I do definitely struggle more with like the matchups where I really don't know the characters, but it's not that I dislike them for that. It's just that I have a harder time. Play, please. All right, let's hear that in context now, shall we? Make sure there's no synths glitching out. Cool. I could compress this harder. Because Ryan, you're a ginger, and if we start catering to gingers, like it's all downhill from there. I didn't need to do that. I need to compress it harder. Let's hear it. It's not that I disliked the Captain Underpants one, I just had no freaking idea what to do with it, because, like, I was like, wow, this is a really weird out of left field matchup. It ended up performing well, and that made me like it more. Is there a way to make choir? I don't know what you mean by that. Like these choirs? Like the... Yeah, there are choir synths and plugins, but I can't make them say specific things. They kind of just make sounds. So... And this is that synth that was bugging out earlier. Yeah, I struggled a lot with... Shush. I struggled a lot with bottoms up. Oh, this is definitely not an online sequencer. This is Pro Tools, and if you can't afford a song from me, you can't afford Pro Tools. I'm sorry, man. The software that's hosting everything is $600. And then the guitar software here is like $250, and the bass is like another $200, and the drums are... Actually, I think the drums on this one were only like $100. The song alone, a Massive X was like $200. Gravity was $350. Nucleus was $150. And is this Novo? Because Novo was $200. No, this is synthetic strings, so that's $150. So we're talking about probably like $1,500 in instruments in this song alone, not including Pro Tools being like $600. So yeah, it's much better sometimes to just hire someone who has all this stuff. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Infotron, I have a full terabyte that I just filled up, and I'm putting another terabyte SSD in my in my computer next time I open it up. And then I also have a 4 terabyte hard drive that I put the stuff that I don't need as often on, because yeah, I have like terabytes on terabytes of different virtual instruments. In this specific song, I have about $2,100 of software going on. But, well, no, I guess I'm not including the mixing stuff, so maybe closer to $3,000 of software, because I gotta include, like, the mixing and stuff. But out of what I own totally, it's probably closer to, like, $12,000 of, like, of virtual software. Later, Retro, thanks for stopping by. But I mean, I've also been, doing this for years and years. If you asked me to, Ryan, I certainly would. I haven't been doing the non-matchup stream ones, but there have been people commissioning me for non-matchup songs. I haven't been streaming them because I just figure there wouldn't be as much interest in them because they people show up for the matchup stuff. So this song, let's actually give it a playthrough so I can let you hear. Sorry, I got distracted and realized I wanted to do some more stuff. So I think for this section, I'm going to have some suspended, those synth strings I was talking about earlier. Like, maybe something like... Oh, I did the thing. What's up, Trey? Trey, did you get here in time to hear me flexing about how expensive all my software is? It's kind of cringy, to be honest, but someone was asking about how expensive the stuff was, so. Oops. Half notes, not whole notes. Oh, just someone asked me how expensive my setup was, and I tried to do some mental math, and I ended up coming up with something around 12,000. I guess that's not even including the computer, which is probably worth another 2,000 at this point. But still, it's like a pro rig at this point, so it's expensive. But it's also like my workstation, so it has to be expensive. Something like this, maybe. Second time, let's do something different. Da, 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 da. Nope, that's what it's got to be. Yeah. That's kind of our difference, Trey, is you go with real instruments, and I've got mountains on mountains of virtual instruments. Yeah. It's that sweet company money. Pay us. I was actually thinking about getting a nicer guitar, Trey, but I don't know. I feel like I never record real guitars anymore, or not very much. Do I know who Joe is? I've got an uncle named Joe, but doesn't everybody have an uncle named Joe? Trey, are you getting? Maybe we shouldn't discuss that publicly, but I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you in DM later. I've got a question for you related to that big project that you have been working on for a while. I don't know if I like this. I mean, I want something going on here, but. No, Slammer, I'm actually a hentai antagonist. I am the villain in the hentai story. Okay. Do we sneak that in somewhere else? I don't think that works there. But I definitely do want to have it when the synth bass comes back, at least this time. Excuse me. Oh, that one burnt. I took a hit off my vape while the music was playing, and it was one of those where like everything goes in slow motion. You're like, oh no. But I didn't say fudge. I said the word. The granddaddy of them all. Oh, my eyes are watering from that. That was a mistake. I'm not a protagonist. I'm an hentai antagonist. I'm the villain. Because the villain's always the one who has the, never mind. We don't need to go there. Favorite female training do you mean favorite female trainer? I'm gonna have to go with May, because, again, Gen 3. I don't know, I'm a Gen 3 nerd. But it was only for how she looks. I don't remember how her personality is in the anime. Dylan Fletcher will be back soon. Dip, dip, dip. An NTR antagonist. Yeah, I'm Mr. Steal Your Girl. How do I mess up this badly? But what if the second time? I don't know if this is gonna clash, because I mean, it's not in key, but that's my girlfriend saying cringe, and it's fun. It's ironic that she would say cringe because she's my girlfriend. Although, don't be weird. Don't be weird about it. Thanks for joining as a member, Jacob. I promise as soon as I start getting close to finish with these commissions, I'm going to start fulfilling those membership things again. But right now, all I can focus on is these commissions. But like things like credits at the end of videos, when I actually start doing videos again. And let's see, what else was I going to do? Let's see, the extra songs, all that stuff. I promise I'm going to start doing that as soon as I am caught up with these commissions. For now, this is it. Yeah, that hit from that vape earlier was murder. I'm like, my eyes watered up. What if we just have a no reason riser throughout this whole section? Wait, no. Right here. No reason riser, just through this whole section. It's too quiet to even notice. Let's turn it up. It's just a drum fill at the end. Forgot to add the guitar at the end there. It's from here, right? Same energy. I could put guitar there, but I kind of like the idea of it just being a little bit of a kick. Drummers do that sometimes, just hyperactive. Hey, I do know a bit of other languages, Marcelo. Viva los habla or Hispanos? Habla Hispanos. Oh, my favorite Pokemon film. It's either Pokemon the first movie or Pokemon 2000, because those were the ones that came out when I was a kid. And Ash turning to stone just, breaks my heart every time. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave the kick drum at the end there. It's just, I don't know, just like a... if the client likes it anyway. It feels real. I don't know, something about it feels authentic. Let's see. Are we going to get Luis again to make cover art? Luis makes all the cover art for the official stuff, but nobody's been hiring him for the What If commissions. I think because he charges 60, where Ethan and Deck are both 20. Responding to I don't remember May's personality, and in the dub anime it was cringe. Oh. Where is the comparison? I don't know about that, Ethan. Like, I actually would have an easier time doing 3D if I were doing the track covers myself. So, it's not that I dislike this. It's that it feels like it doesn't change enough, but I also don't know what I would do to it to change it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this one here, send it to the client, and if the client has any ideas for it, then we'll go ahead and we'll go with those ideas. But for now, I'm just going to say, okay, it sounds good. I hope that they have some ideas for it. If not, maybe they'll like it as it is. Sometimes the client likes it more than the artist, and it's really about making sure the client is happy. It's not about what I like, it's about what they like. I was really only planning on doing these two today. Chaos versus Kyogre and Rayquaza versus Bahamut. So we'll pop back over to Chaos versus Kyogre. Hello again, Dylan. I missed you, buddy. Wasn't the same without you. Good lord, there were 897? Whoa. Yeah, Guzzlord's anime cry in Japanese. Oh my god, it's so funny. Rael, do you remember that? The the cry of that Pokemon? It just sounds like he's in agony. How do some people have S on the comments? Oh, that S thing is their channel members. It means that they it's sort of like a Twitch subscriber. It means that they're paying me a little bit every month, anywhere from like 2 to some crazy people. Some crazy people do like $100 a month. There's one person who does 100 a month, and I'm really grateful for that person. That's Hyper Mario Sunshine. Can't thank him enough. But Yeah, the S next to the name means that they're a channel member. I don't know why it's an S. I think it's just supposed to be a logo. Eternal Starvation. Rael, is that Pokemon you? He's just in agony. He's in eternal starvation. Oh, Dylan, you missed me saying this earlier, but I promised to start picking up on my membership things as soon as I'm done with these commissions. Right now, they're basically all I can focus on, but the stuff like the extra songs, I've already got the song set aside for it. I just need to like finalize the mixes and get them ready to upload. You know, like all the membership perks. I plan on doing those just as soon as I start having literally any time to do anything again. My favorite death battle track I've ever made was Mega Mania, the one from the Mega Man Battle Royale. In the description of this video, Paul, there should be something that says become a member, there's perks, and then it should have a link in the description of this video. And thank you so much in advance. Yeah, Ryan, I've been saying Mega Mania because even though I have several, like if I have to narrow it down to one, it's probably Mega Mania. I got to work with my favorite guitarist, C2. We were really close to getting a Kuwabara matchup, but the person changed their mind. Thank you so much, Paul. I will submit the non-vocal songs. Wait, I'll talk after the solo. So, I'll release them, I'll submit them to stores tonight, Daggerlight. Yeah, no worries, Jacob. Several people changed what they wanted. As long as I haven't already started working on it, I don't mind. I'd love to see Yusuke, Kuwabara, I'd love to see Kurama, everybody. Just give me the whole cast of Yu Yu Hakusho. I want to see Ogre. Let's see Ogre in Death Battle. I need to replay the Golden Sun games. I recently found my Game Boy Advance cartridges for them, and I just haven't, I don't know, I haven't replayed them. I found my Game Boy Advance cartridges, which means that I can legally emulate them, right? Because I don't remember where my Game Boy Advance is. Hello, Kerbo. You have returned once more. I think this was pretty productive. I finally got Rayquaza versus Bahamut somewhere that I'm at least happy calling it. And this Chaos versus Kyogre, this is coming out so good. Every now and then the magic just happens. It's kind of like the roulette of commissioning an artist at all, is sometimes they have better days than others. But I try to make the point. Try to make a point that even if I'm having like an off track, I still do my absolute best with it. You know, I want to make sure that everything is at least up to a certain par of quality. Ogre versus Shrek. Oh no. Hey Rael, do you need a broken Monokuma Nendoroid body? Start consolidating these MIDI chunks. I just think it makes the session look better. Also helps signal to me that the arrangement is starting to be more set in stone. When they're in these little separate blocks like this, it's easier for me to edit them. Any Earth users who could reasonably fight Isaac? I don't know, because, like, by the end of Golden Sun, they're pretty OP. Not to mention Golden Sun 2. I never actually beat Golden Sun 2. I played and beat the first one. And then I started the second one, but I remember that I was still, like, reeling over the end of the first one, so I ended up not playing the second one. I was like, I'm just gonna take a break, and when I feel better, I'll play 2, and then I just never ended up playing 2. And this was back when I was a teenager, by the way. Okay. One of these days, I'm actually going to try writing a song on stream. So far, I haven't been able to do that because writing takes way more focus for me than mixing does. Mixing I can kind of do on autopilot and get stuff that sounds okay, and then just finalize it off stream. But let's see. I'm kind of digging through files right now and seeing what else I can work on. Let's at least listen to what I've got for... I've got a matchup of Lord Dominator versus Vilgax. And if I remember right, this one's like 50 or 60% done. What are we talking about kicking for, Emerald Hero? Okay, I have no idea what this sounds like. When you make as many songs as I've made in the past 4 days, you don't remember what they all sound like. So let's just let's listen. I don't remember what this is gonna sound like at all. Hopefully it's good. I'm just gonna trust myself that it's good to show on stream. Okay, this is pretty cool. Oh, this is cool. But we lagged. We lost CPU power here. Let's try again. It's probably still loading stuff when I was trying to get it to play. No worries, Ethan. This is Lord Dominator versus Vilgax. And this one's kind of lagging my computer. There's a lot of stuff going on. A character named Lord Dominator. This is like not mixed at all, so. Oh man, I remember the next part is my favorite part. Isn't this part fucking cool? Oh, I swore again. So much for monetizing this stream, I guess. Oh, we lagged up pretty bad there. But I got rid of one of the plugins. Nope, we're still lagging. Why are we lagging so bad with this one? I'm gonna try it. Hopefully this doesn't crash my computer. If I just suddenly disappear, I crashed my computer. Okay, it seems we're good. So we should lag less now. So, that one part that I keep playing, I'm gonna play it again. It just makes me want to make like a mean muggin face while like dancing. It's just like 4 to the floor. The drum beat is just so dancey. Like this is the drum beat on its own. And then I just have like this nasty trash. It's like someone banging on a dumpster. I have a virtual instrument of someone banging on a dumpster, and it sounds awesome. And now here's just the percussion. And that just makes you want to move. And then in the context of everything, just... I'd say it's good that it's giving you Metroid Prime vibes, because that's what I'm going for, is like sinister space, because that's what they both kind of are. You know, interesting story, Ethan. The sound effects in Mass Effect, a lot of the sound effects for like when you're inside the Reapers and Mass Effect, the Mass Effect trilogy, are actually recordings of a dumpster behind the BioWare studio. All right, so this one, well, we can do what we always do. First thing we can do is tackle the drums. Seems like I kind of have an order of operations while I'm on stream. It's funny, I'm actually slightly more organized on stream than I am off stream. Off stream, I kind of just tackle everything in whatever order my brain decides to. And let's start making these things happen. Mixing drums. Okay. Just one little bit of ride. Ting ting. It's actually really warm in my room right now. I'm kind of cooking alive. All right, start throwing compression on like we did with the other two songs. If anything else, you guys are going to know how to mix drums if you keep coming up to my streams. Well, not really, since you guys can't see all the like windows and like all the stuff I'm editing. It's kind of a shame. I could do a display capture sometime and actually show you guys like the full process, but I'd have to be careful not to like pull up any of my Discord chats or anything like I normally do. Don't want to accidentally leak conversations or anything. Just slap Neutron on everything. It's my Sound Goodizer. I think there's actually a plugin called Sound Goodizer. Welcome back, Zane Voigt. I remember Bakugan vaguely. I don't remember much about it. Okay. Let's keep the dumpster off for now. I agree that the dumpster sound is like, it's incredible. It's actually part of a bigger drum program called Damage, but this is called Dumpsters. Like the preset that I'm on is called Dumpsters, and here's some of the sounds. That was only one. Here's some of the sounds that the dumpsters make. Oh, I actually have to have it soloed. Okay. Dumpster sounds. Dumpster. Best sounding dumpster you'll ever hear. So, you know, next time you guys feel like making music, just go to your local dumpster and just start banging on it with like a stick. And if anyone asks you why, say Brandon sent you. Sorry, I just started imagining that actually happening. They're just like a pandemic of dumpsters getting banged on across the country. Oh, can I even say the word pandemic? I'm even further demonetized. Yeah, that's the point, is I'm trying to get it to sound really industrial. I want it to sound, you know, mean. Well, that's the thing, Sonics. Should the dumpsters be in more of the songs, or should more of these songs be in the dumpster? Because, I mean, I could go either way. Play. I just wish Google would stop listening, you know? Like, it's none of their business what we talk about on my stream. An urban symphony, huh? How did farts manage to be in an urban symphony, Ryan? Okay. I think we just have the dumpsters left to make tweaks to. But Google has the authority because I'm on a Google thing. I guess is probably what it is. Like, they own the platform, so they can decide, I guess. We need some reverb on this snare. It's sounding dry as a fucking bone. I am just swearing too much today. I need to stop. What's funny is I don't actually curse that much. It's just kind of coming out of me today. Probably because of how frustrating yesterday was. It's just all leaking out today. Okay. Go over here where the snares are consistent. Hope you like that snare drum only ASMR. Try sleeping to that. Somebody make a loop of it and let's just all try to sleep to that. Yeah, you missed a lot of dumpster jams. That's mostly it. Hello, the ego. Thank you, Ryan. I listened to Rammstein when I was younger. Rammstein when I was younger. Is it possible to make a synth sound like a choir? Sure. I'll actually do that real quick on the stream. Why not? It'll only take me a moment. Okay, let's find a synth. Let's go with... I've got a lot of instances of Massive X already up, so let's just do Massive X. It's probably got something I can work with here. It's probably not going to sound very human because it's the human voice is the hardest thing to synthesize because our ears are very trained to hear. Okay, so wait, let's not use well, I kind of want to use Massive X, but I also don't want to deal with having to do it in two separate things. Okay. Massive X, and... Okay, so this is what Massive X sounds like out of the box. It's a synth. Sounds like a synth. And... I'm just going to go to one of the presets. This one's called Ensemble Choir. Let's hear how this sounds. That's somewhat. Let's see if we can find something a little more, maybe voice call. As you can hear, this kind of sounds like singing. Not really, because it's different. It's not a human voice, and the human ear is trained to hear the human voice. It's like biologically we just hear human voices. But that's about as close as you can get with a synth. And then the other way around, if you want to turn a voice into a synth, that's actually what I'm already doing in this song. This song has vocals that are turned into a synth, and that's actually this part. And so I turned vocals into they sound like a they kind of sound like an organ or a synth. Yeah, sometimes Caden, sometimes it occurs to me that like I know a lot of stuff about sound design and audio production. I just never think about it because I'm always doing it. I'm never like talking about doing it. I just am doing it a lot, so it doesn't really occur to me that I actually know quite a bit of stuff about music production. Music production and sound design and how to get certain things to sound like other things. Why is this so far down? Is there like a high note up here somewhere? No. Okay. Later, Biscuit. I noticed Fish never came back after I muted him for 5 minutes like he asked me to. Let's listen to that one really cool part again. By the way, you might notice that it's just a kick on its own. It's like just a kick drum, just this. And then everything kicks in after that. It makes the part feel so much heavier because there's this pause before everything kicks in. So like, I'll play the part directly before it and then into my favorite section. And you'll hear that like the kick by itself makes everything kind of feel like wait, where is everything? And then it all hits you at once. As soon as I stop lagging. I actually think we're having the opposite problem where now it's a snare at the end of the song. It's like that. And I don't think it needs that. I think it should just stop after the 4. It should just be like this. And then it just ends. Nice. Oh, did I just accidentally meme? Alright. That whole time I've been sitting in that uncomfortable position. Okay. Me with my dumpster, it's complicated. Yeah, exactly. Just drag a dumpster and like a microphone onto it. They're like, what are you doing? Don't ask me about it. I'm trying to record. Go away. This is my dumpster now. And yeah, I think this stream has gone really well. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of this finally. Sure, I'll mute you for 5 minutes, Fish. Whatever you want, man. How is my RAM? I have 64 gigs of RAM, so it's okay. No one will believe you about what? If you're referencing something, it's too generic of a phrase. I don't know specifically. Oh, you out of here, Paul? Thanks so much for stopping by and basically being the stream MVP for super chats so far. Dylan might have oh yeah, no one will believe you. The trash can. Dylan might have something to say about that later, but oops. Hit the vape too hard again. Ugh. I think this one's about getting there too. Do some guitar production. Maybe 15 more minutes of working on it before I switch over to the Q&A and we get this thing starting to shut down. So let's see. We'll do the bass first because it's the foundation of the song. You gotta have that bottom end. Fat bottom end. I can't wait until the stream's big enough to like clip. I used to smoke Ondrex and I switched over to Juul, and the Juul makes me cough pretty bad, but it's the closest thing to actual cigarettes without me having to smoke cigarettes. Though sometimes when I'm really stressed, I switch back to cigarettes for a little while. But I always end up going back to the Juul. Let's see. Guitars. By the way, now you're getting to hear all the layers that were going on there. You might not notice when it's all together. But there's like this. And then this 808, super low bass. And this section without it still works. But you add them in and it just sounds wet and nasty, and that's kind of like the Vilgax in particular is the character that I know between these two, so he's what I was leaning into a little more for some of these like nastier sections, because Vilgax is such like just a nasty guy. Yeah, I listen to that part and I make a stanky face. I got distracted by how much I like that part again. Let's get back to the guitar and bass production. Let's see. Did I just laugh like a villain? Can anybody confirm that for me? I feel like I just laughed like a villain. Normally I get rid of that crackly sound. You hear this, there's like a crackly sound in this guitar now. I'll turn it on and off so you can hear it. See, it's like off, and now it's on. Normally I get rid of that as soon as the guitar stops. Normally I get rid of that crackling sound, but I want to hear how it sounds in the mix, because I bet the crackling will work with how industrial this is. Yeah, that works really well. That sounds like it makes it just a little bit grittier, a little bit more sinister. Just, you know, pushing this in just the full villain direction. Yeah, I have 2 Vilgax matchups grandable. Which is fine by me, because I like him as a character. He's a lot of fun. Good villains. You know, yeah. Well, if you don't know, then you will know that I love doing villain matchups. They're some of my favorites. Just give me all the villain fights all the time. Not that I feel like I did pretty good with Mighty, but I don't know, something about just dark and sinister vibes are just some of my favorite stuff to write. Let's see. So I guess that kind of covers the guitar and bass production. Are these set? They appear to be. This is not. Hear this pad. Here's an ominous. If anybody who was here from the earlier in the stream when I was talking about that ocean pad that I had, I'm doing something. I'm doing something similar here, but instead of an ocean pad, it's kind of an evil space sounding pad. So this on its own, you might not have even heard this in the mix of everything. It's just to kind of add to the vibe without it really being super hearable in the mix. Granbull with his daily Sephiroth versus Aizen. I'm surprised Sephiroth versus Aizen instead of Madara versus Aizen. That seems to be really popular. I don't think I need to do anything with this. Maybe we'll just put Universal. And thanks so much, Granbull, for your daily 5. It's becoming a ritual at this rate. Do I really only use this once? And even then, you barely hear it. I want that evil sounding like this. Definitely needs to come in louder. Is that where this goes? Yeah, it looks like it. Here. I don't know if I like it there, but having it at least a couple times in the song is better than just having it once and never coming back. By the way, I timed out you again, Fish. I assumed that that's what you were testing, as if you were still timed out. So I just timed you out again. All right. Some strings. And then those choirs I was showing you guys earlier. Thanks so much, Sackinator. I don't like that my light is flickering. It feels like someone's using a lot of power in another room. Okay. Slap on ozone and let's hear what it sounds like with a little bit of mastering done. I think the agenda tomorrow is mostly that Hatsune Miku versus the other singer girl whose name is escaping me. I will remember it in just a moment. It is Hatsune Miku versus Haruka Amami. And it's actually not as much of a combat matchup as it's supposed to be. Like I'm doing like Japanese, like J-pop music. It's like a singing battle, which is an interesting, different like twist. Grand Bull, if you're still around, your stuff's coming up soon too. Like it might be next Monday, maybe next Tuesday. Okay. Save this. Oh, wait, we gotta listen to it, of course. What it did. This is a Lord Dominator versus Vilgax, Ethan. And yeah, I'll check right now, Jack. Yours is... The longer it takes me, the sooner it's happening, because I'm starting from the bottom. I see one that you did with Hyper Starman, and that one's about 2/3 of the way through, so that'll be in, yeah, probably at least a couple weeks. Did you only do that one that you did with Starman this time? I'm pretty sure, because I know you did several that you helped with. But if you did a solo one, that's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, here you are. You're about 1/3 through, Jack. You're, I don't want to spoil it in case you don't want people to know what the matchup is yet, but I would say you will be maybe a week and a half out, so maybe like not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that, somewhere around there. Like, not accounting for holidays, because I'm not going to be streaming on holidays, of course. But, you know, give or take, maybe like 10 days to 2 weeks is around when yours will be. Yeah, the Kane Parker versus Shayna one. Shauna, I don't know, because I'm not familiar with Shauna. As I am familiar with Kane Parker, but not Shauna. Okay, so what do you say we pop over to the Chaos versus Kyogre one, since that was the theme of the stream? We're gonna play that one through. and then we'll switch over to the audio and we'll do the we'll switch over to the background music, and I'll do some Q&A. We'll close this out. And all right, good night, fish. Just let me know anytime you want me to time you out. I don't know why you like that so much, but you're welcome to it. It's probably the most use that function gets. Ethan, do I have any Christmas plans? Yeah, I'm going to go over to my grandmother's, and we're going to have a socially distanced family get-together. We have a couple plans for like a gift exchange, stuff like that. I got my brother something really cool, but in case he happens to see this, I don't want to say what it is. But I got my brother something really cool. Alright, let's listen to this Chaos vs. Kyogre song, because this is pretty much done. So we'll give this a listen. And then we will, like I said, we'll swap over to the BGM and do a Q&A. Okay. So, something I was going to answer and all that. Well, Can your matchup be the thumbnail for the stream? Let me check which ones are around it, because I'm trying to go with the ones that I think will be most popular for the stream themselves. Probably not, because the one directly before it is Sakura from Naruto versus Morgiana from Magi. So that one will probably be the one that I put on the stream. But I mean, like, I'm not guaranteeing one way or the other. It kind of depends, because I'm not going to be streaming through the weekend, and I do still plan on getting some stuff done. Just helping myself kind of keep up with everything I've got going on. Okay. It's just I'm gonna make this a ritual too. Sort of like Grand Bull has his like $5 where he drops in with a suggestion idea. My ritual is gonna be that we play the Billy West breakdown, where he talks as Zoidberg at the start of the Q&A.
Bend your knees and snap like a crab.
Later, Dagger.
What's the matter with you? Quit stealing from the Three Stooges.
Yeah, that's really the voice of Zoidberg and Zap Brannigan and Fry. I hired him to do that. I thought it was funny, and so did he. Okay, let's do the Q&A, guys. Ironically, this song is called Questions and Answers, so that works. There is 682 versus Doomsday is actually one that's happening that I'm working on. Not officially, of course, because I don't think SCP would work for Death Battle, but it's one of the commissions. I hired, his name is Billy West, it's just one guy, and I just reached out to him and said, hey, how much for this? And it wasn't too much, so he did it. Yeah, they'll be on the Apple Music page, so will Volume 2. I don't know if I should update the Joker vs. Neku. I mean, did I work on Joker vs. Neku at all in that section of it? Once the stream's over, I don't care anymore. It's gone. It's dead to me. Yeah, there's some Kingdom Hearts characters. I think there might be a couple with Xenohort, and there's Terra from Kingdom Hearts. There might be more than that too, but those are just what I'm remembering off the top of my head. Yeah, if it goes on any music store, Garfield, it'll go on every music store. If it's on Apple Music, it's on Spotify and all of that. And YouTube Music and whatever else there is these days. What's my favorite soup? I'm gonna have to go with caramel vanilla chocolate macchiato, because that's a 4-bean soup. Vanilla bean, chocolate. Oh wait, caramel's not a bean, so it's a 3-bean soup. That's what streaming does to my brain. For a minute I thought caramel was a bean. I wonder why I would possibly think caramel was a bean. I don't know if Rayo's still watching, but that's kind of an inside joke. Thoughts on Death Race? I wish I could do some music for Death Race. Hopefully they bring it back and I'll do some race music. How many scores do I need to do before commissions are open again? I'm not saying how many are in this batch because it's not really anyone's business as long as I get them all done in a reasonable amount of time. It's also, I want it to be a surprise just how many how much I'm able to drop when I'm working hard. Someone had commissioned a battle that involved my character, how would I act? I mean, I'd be flattered, I guess. If there's a character I could hug, who would it be? Well, that'd have to be Jahi from Jahi-sama wa Kujikanai. This little butthead trying not to swear. My favorite Mass Effect matchup is the one I said on Death Battle Cast. Jack from Mass Effect versus Lilith from Borderlands. I'm gonna keep going until we're half past the hour, so it'll be 6:30 my time when we stop. So we got about 20 minutes if you guys want to ask your questions. Is Jahi a yes or a no? I don't know what you mean by is Jahi a yes or no. Favorite Evangelion character? Grown-up Asuka, the 28-year-old version of her from the movie, when she's actually an adult and she's really cool. In the show itself, I think everybody's terrible. Like, part of why it's enjoyable is it's just a bunch of terrible people treating each other poorly. They're gonna be in mini waves, Dylan. I'm gonna be doing them probably 10 to 11 songs at a time. I'll get like 10 or 11 done, then I'll drop that all at once, because I feel like it's more hype than doing it just one at a time. I feel like people get tired of that, and then dropping all of them at once would just be overwhelming. So it'll be probably 10 at a time. Cartoon Network needs a rep on Death Battle. Who do I think is worthy? Pretty much anyone from Adventure Time, like Finn or Jake or Marceline or the Ice King or the Lich or Hunson Abadir. Pretty much anyone from Adventure Time I think is would be a great representative of Cartoon Network. My favorite color is gunmetal blue. And my second favorite color is cornflower blue. Very specific. Later, Andrex. See you tomorrow. I'm going to take a break from commissions a little bit after this batch. And then I'm going to probably open one more batch before... One more, like, smaller batch before closing them probably for the rest of 2021 till, like, December again. Focusing... I'm going to make 2021 mostly about focusing on my own stuff. My own stuff and Death Battle. And I'm going to just, like, cut out all the distractions. It's just going to be my stuff and the Death Battle stuff. But I am going to do one more batch before closing them for a while again. And then I'll let people know. I'm going to be like, hey, it's the last time I'm doing them for a while. For probably the rest of that year. I've played some Dragon Age. I greatly prefer Mass Effect. Is it overwhelming working on so many commissions? No, it's probably the exact amount of engagement that I need to keep my brain occupied. As long as I keep myself organized, I'm pretty good. It would feel overwhelming if I didn't have it as organized as I did. But right now I have it super, super organized. I made sure that all of this stuff is... I've got like a process. I set up a bunch of stuff. I basically did a bunch of prep work so that I'd be ready to tackle all of it. And I'm not a very organized person, but doing this in an organized way, I've got it under control. I mean, like, you guys have seen all across this week, like, I've got a lot of stuff done already, or close to done. You know, it's only been, what, 4 days? And, like, you guys have heard, what, I don't know, like, at least 8 songs, maybe 10, something like that. Turning the music down a little bit, it's too loud in my ears. I love Invader Zim. I remember watching the first episode of Invader Zim when it aired as a kid. My favorite metal band. Depends what kind of metal you're talking. If you're talking more melodic stuff, probably Periphery. And I'm gonna write that down because it's so good. They're so good. And my favorite, like, really, really just heavy all the time stuff is probably Born of Osiris. I'm also writing down. I think Undertale is probably a solid 8 out of 10 game. Maybe 7.5 out of 10, somewhere in that region, you know, between 7 and 8 out of 10. That got memed to absolute hell. It's good, it made me feel some things, but it's not the absolute life-changing experience that people make it out to be. Favorite death battle from this season? Gotta be the werewolves. Got to do something heavy and angry. Yeah, I would love to work in original IPs. In fact, that's part of what I'm doing next year, is I'm focusing on my stuff, and that includes some original IP stuff. Daniel, you could just say the villain matchup. You don't have to keep telling me you have a villain matchup, buddy. Oh. I'm actually personally not a fan of Megadeth and Slayer. I don't like their guitar tone, I don't like their song structure. There's a lot of stuff about them I don't like. Not that I'm, like, faulting you for liking them. Like, you enjoy them, you enjoy what you enjoy, man. Cool for you. Just, personally, I don't like them. I don't like those older thrash bands much. I don't like Metallica. But I have been thinking about covering Enter Sandman, because I just think that'd be fun. Even though I don't like Metallica. I don't know, I'm weird like that sometimes, that I like doing stuff, even if I don't like the stuff. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of Metallica either. I know how to sing like the vocalist of Metallica. I know this, like, the same technique that he does, and so I think it'd be fun to cover a Metallica song, even if I'm not a fan of them. We're gonna skip this one because it has vocals and I feel like they're distracting. Minetta, you made it just in time for the Q&A at the end. I've got like 10 minutes left. I don't know, as I've been getting older, I've been enjoying more classic rock. My girlfriend calls it dad rock. It's like good guitar tone, like tasty licks and stuff. But Info, is that a joke about the rap beat that you made for me? Still not having vocals on it? Because, yeah, that's mean. series do I really want to see represented in Death Battle that hasn't already been? I'm gonna also lean back on Adventure Time again, I think. I think Adventure Time would be a lot of fun. And if not Adventure Time, more mecha fights. Whether that's Gundam, which I know Gundam was recently done, but so it's like Gundam or Darling in the Franxx or Evangelion, Big O, you know, just any of those. I like mecha fights, man. Do some Metal Gear mech fights, even though Metal Gear probably loses to most other mechs. You want to listen to Primal Chaos one last time? Buddy, I'm probably going to send it to you after stream. A favorite track I've arranged? Probably not. I've done too many songs to pick a favorite at this point in Naruto. Wait a minute, that's Girl Naruto. Girl Naruto is in the chat. Yeah, that's it's not Eva 1, it's Eva 2. Asuka and Eva 2 versus Zero 2 and Strelitzia. I want to see the mechs fight, and then I want to see the girls fight on one of the mechs that's destroyed. I think that'd make a really cinematic fight. I don't even know if I want that for Death Battle, I just want that animated. Sleep. Favorite holiday? I'm not really sure. Thanksgiving, probably. An excuse to feast. I don't know who Adachi is, but Sephiroth matchups are usually pretty cool. Have I ever disagreed with the result in Death Battle? No. I don't know. I'm also not like a researcher or anything. I just kind of trust the researchers on that for the most part because they tend to know a lot more about the shows and comics and stuff than I do. Favorite Star Wars character? Probably Revan from the Darth Revan from the Knights of the Old Republic series. Because it's just, I mean, of course it's your own character, your own player character, but still. He accomplished a lot before he became the player character. The name of my stand would be Andre the Giant. Ethan, yeah, my stand is Andre the Giant. Specifically Andre the Giant from the movie The Princess Bride. Naruto, I didn't do One Winged Devil, buddy. I think The Mandalorian is the best Star Wars property we've seen in a long time. Since maybe Knights of the Old Republic. And they have references to Knights of the Old Republic in it, which I think is really cool. Favorite video game soundtrack is a good question. There are some really good ones. I really love the cinematic scores in Mass Effect. I think that they're really emotional, especially like during the cutscenes. It's kind of hard to think of other music while I'm listening to this song, or while I'm listening to music in general. But Mass Effect really stuck with me. Undertale's music is really, really good and catchy. The Halo music is super good. Of course, I love Doom's soundtrack because it's just so heavy, and I'm a metal guy. What would I name my stand? I think I already answered this. That my stand would be Andre the Giant. Would I rather be a Force user or a Naruto ninja for a day? It depends which Naruto ninja I am. In general, I'd rather be a Force user because I actually am in real life. But if I could be like a Naruto level, like Naruto himself level ninja, then definitely a Naruto ninja. But yeah. The character I want to see but don't have a matchup for... I don't know, I don't honestly think about matchups super often. Like, I think about the scores for the matchups. I'm a music guy more than I am a comics guy. I like a lot of anime, but comics and pop culture media in general, I'm not as caught up on, mostly because I'm focusing on music. I'm kind of just vibing this song now. Who do I think is going to win between Hulk and Broly? I think it's close, and I don't know because I didn't work on the episode, but I am rooting for Broly, and typically whoever I root for wins, so... Like, whoever I root for pretty much always wins. HK-47 is the best Star Wars droid, Purple Bazaar, and anybody who disagrees doesn't know HK-47, and they're nothing but a filthy meatbag. Which fictional character would I swap bodies with? Maybe a character that's a shapeshifter, so I could still be myself when I wanted to, but then also be whoever else I wanted. But if it has to be, like, someone static, then... I don't know, probably some hot anime girl. Because who doesn't want to be a hot anime girl? Maybe like 02. Or Jahi again. If you think the best droid is IG-88, it's because you haven't experienced the glory that is HK-47. My favorite Hololive girl is Korone. It's not even close. It's like Korone and then everyone else. Would I rather be a psychic or have super strength? It depends what kind of psychic. I'd rather have telekinesis, but if it's like telepathy, I don't really want that because I have enough going on in my own head. I don't need to hear what's going on in other people's heads. I already possess the Triforce of power, so if I could gain the other two pieces, then sure, yeah. I would gladly make a wish. Hey, Luan, you made it just in time. I'm like right at the end of the stream. There's like 2 minutes left. Time stopping or time travel? I don't want to break the universe, so I'm gonna go with time stopping. Like, time travel would be interesting. Go back in time and beat up my past self. Tell him to start taking music seriously a lot earlier. Which race is hotter, Asari or Twi'lek? That's so hard because, like, Twi'leks, I think, are visually, like, more appealing. I think Twi'leks are hotter aesthetically, but I think the Asari mindset is way hotter. So, yeah. I don't know, Retro. I don't know what Therewolf uses for his music. I assume he uses either Cubase or Pro Tools like me. He might use Logic, though. What is the wish I'd make with the Triforce? That's for me to know and you to hopefully never find out. Would I rather be a clown or mime? My answer to that comic, my answer to would I rather be a clown or mime is no. I would not rather be a clown or mime. The rapper? Oh, there's a rapper named Twi'lek? Huh. Did they pronounce it Twi'lek or something? Alright though, guys. I'm gonna answer maybe... Is it related to Zero 2? Possibly. My anime harem. I'm gonna bring my anime harem to real life. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap it there. I'm gonna swap to the end stream, or the end screen. I'm gonna mute myself. And then I'm gonna type in chat while this last song plays out.